You know, when all is said and done, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this was one of the movies of 2019.
I would have given it back. I swear.
Hello there everybody, it's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of The Goldfinch. The story follows Theo Decker, a boy who loses his mom in a bombing and escapes from the rubble of the museum with a painting intact. He takes it to an antique shop and discovers that it is a painting called The Goldfinch. As he tries to move on with his life from this tragedy, he is forever haunted by both the moment and the elusive painting, as it was one of his mother's favorites. As he gets older, he starts to see his life being intertwined with the Goldfinch. From his friends to his love life, from his friends to his love life, it feels as if everything ties back to the Goldfinch. This is an adaptation of the book of the same name, which I actually found out about just days before I found out that there was a movie. Seriously, I was just scrolling through YouTube, saw a video on it because, figured it'd be interesting to, learn about it. And then days later, the trailer dropped. Now, I didn't read the book, of course, but I found out that it had polarized critics despite it winning the Pulitzer. Now, I don't know what I was expecting when I went in, but when I came out, I felt as if I could have spent my time better. Fegley is amazing as the younger Theo. He delivers an incredible performance that captivates you right from his first scene. The first half of the movie is told through his eyes, so when we see him go through the struggle and develop friendships and new relationships, it comes from a relatable angle, but also that of a recluse. The tragedy, combined with him stealing a painting, has shook him to the core. Guilt about whether or not to tell the truth about the painting follows him throughout. And as he goes on through different parts of the country and lives with different people, he gains new perspectives on life. Fegley is a standout in this movie, and I hope this leads to bigger and better things for him. This is also a very beautiful movie to look at, thanks to Sir Roger A. Deakins as the cinematographer. If you pay attention, there's little hints of gold in just about every single scene. Sometimes there's an abundance of it, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's more out of the way. The gold palette plays an important part in the visual storytelling of this movie. They're used to signify moments that I assume would become core memories. It truly is a absolutely stunning movie to look at, and Roger Deakins definitely knocked it out of the park with this one. Following up on that, the movie is rather gorgeous to look at. You will find yourself asking, why am I watching this? Ansel Elgort plays the older Theo, and most of his performance can be described as, he's there. You'll see moments where he breaks down, he suffers from substance abuse. They really try to give this image that this confident young man is actually very damaged on the inside. But you don't get that from Elgort. You get the sense that he's bored out of his mind and he just needed a paycheck, and Warner Bros. Came in knocking saying, hey, it's getting to be a couple years since Baby Driver, why don't you do this little number for us? Nicole Kidman is in this as well, and she delivers her lines in this weird whispery voice, almost like she's talking to a baby or something. The only person I wanted to see more of was Jeffrey Wright, who sort of meanders in and out from the story. He's the owner of the antique shop that Theo goes to when he takes the Goldfinch, and he becomes a mentor to Theo, teaching him about restoring and maintaining antiques. It's implied that he's an important figure in Theo's life, but it feels like it hits a certain depth and then just stops. And that's a problem I think this movie has. There are moments in this movie, but they aren't scenes. You don't get the sense that there's a strong, cohesive narrative thread running through this movie. It feels as if there are moments that this character needs to go through, they put the character through that moment, and then that's it. It has a weird pacing issue, where we see Theo as a young boy one more time before we jump ahead to when he's adult. And then we sort of cut back to him at the museum a couple times, and then we jump forward, and then he's engaged, and his fiance's cheating on him, and then he goes out to a bar, and then he runs into his childhood friend, and they gotta go get the Goldfinch back, and it doesn't feel so much a mess, but rather there's pieces missing. Events pass in the Goldfinch. Different location, different time, but nothing really happens. It's a movie that rather tries to be artsy and meaningful, but it comes across as boring and rather pretentious. I think there is value in Oakes Fegley's performance and the cinematography by Roger Deakins, but this feels like an adaptation that shouldn't have happened. It tries to be full of meaning and all this grand ideas, but it comes off feeling shallow and vapid. That being said, maybe this is an accurate adaptation of the book. There's probably people out there defending this movie who think it's actually some secretly genius film, but I can't say I agree. There's definitely artistic effort put into the movie, but I don't know if I can recommend this. Despite what the reviews say, I think it is a critic's delight.
Indeed,
Yes.
quite
Yes.
superb.
Alright, that's my review of The Goldfinch. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you're new here. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!